Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Flußtadt in Flußtadt, Gardelia for the huge Western Conference matchup between the Palm Ridge Suns and the hometown crowd supports the Flußtadt Eggs. You'll be watching all the action here from the Palm Ridge Sports Network. Welcome to the Kackelsberger Center here in Flußtadt, or Kackelsberg, depending on which side of the glass the eggs fall. We'll be witnessing the Palm Ridge Suns, your Palm Ridge Suns, as they visit the Kackelsberg and Flußtadt Eggs. Be heading down to the ice level as they get set for this game here. This all-important game. Now let's pull up the standings here. This game marks the halfway point in the season for some of these teams who have been playing all year. And so we shall see if the push towards the playoffs can work out for both of these teams. It's going to be an important night for these teams to... It's going to be an important night for both of these teams to gather up the most points that they can towards getting into the playoffs. Currently, looking at the playoff picture here, Carlin Hurricanes are above Palm Ridge in points. They've got 4 points, but if Palm Ridge can pull out a victory tonight, they will move into that third position, whereas at the front end of the ice, at the other end of the ice, or the other end, excuse me, of the Pacific Division, or the Western Division, excuse me, it's the Nelsonburg Ice Eagles leading the way, followed by the Flußtadt Eggs in second place, who are only 3 points back. So if they win tonight, they chase down Nelsonburg, who's been absolutely stellar all year. The only team that they've only lost 3 of their games so far. We're just about to finish out the 8th week of the year. And so we'll get started here. Welcome back to the Kackelsberger Center, or Arena, I believe. It's Kackelsberger Center. We'll be witnessing the Palm Ridge Suns versus the Flußtadt Eggs. We're about to get underway here. We got a sellout crowd once again here in Flußtadt for this game. Now, again, it's an important night for both teams because they both, as we passed the halfway here, we're working our way towards the end of the year, and it's just going to be a matter of who gets those all-important 2 points out of this one. The last time these two teams met earlier in the season, well, they didn't meet, because as the rules of the league go, you miss a game, you get 1 point, and then any consecutive games following, you do not earn any points. And it has been noted that Palm Ridge has missed 5 of the 7 games that have gone through so far. We're waiting for the face-off here. No, I'm watching the game. Matt's reffing. So we'll attempt to show. Well, I don't have editing access to the clock, But we'll just have to keep up updates on the clock. And the puck's on the ice. We're on our way from Flußtadt. It'll be taken into the offensive end for Hacklesberg, but he'll quickly play it up onto the outside boards there, and the ref's not going to call it out of play. We'll continue on. And there's a goal! Hacklesberg takes the early 1-goal lead. Flußtadt, excuse me. So it'll be 1 for FOU. Back to center ice for the face-off. Puck's back on the ice, and we resume play. Puck's broken up, and it'll be picked up by Zig. And now a scramble for it, and Cackle's got it. That's a carry! We'll get a stoppage of play. And he's calling pushed. And the ref is calling a carry since he placed. And so now we're going to have a penalty in favor of the Palm Ridge Suns. The ref calls it. There's no challenges. Okay, so the ref will spawn it. Off the face-off, it'll be won by Flußtadt, but it'll be taken over to the far side face-off circle. He's trying to place his puck carefully, and it'll be picked up again by Cackle. Cackle is going to play it towards his own net, and now he'll get a breakaway, and can Palm Ridge get back in time? Penalty over. They shot high, and now going to go around to the far side here. Taking it into the offensive end was Cackle, but he'll take it back and play it from his own blue line. Now he's got an opportunity, but he's going to be thwarted by Palm Ridge, but they'll score anyway. 2-0. So 2-0 score. Off the face-off, the puck is broken up and picked up by Palm Ridge, and they'll look at the blue line, but won't carry it across as to avoid the penalty. And so now they'll carry it to the far side, picked up by number 69, Zig, and he'll bring it along the near side boards and move it towards the net and score! 2-1. And Palm Ridge once again cuts the lead in half. Could they be en route to their first win of the year? Off the face-off, it'll be won back and Flußtadt with a quick answer to that one. And so we're back to a 2-goal lead for Flußtadt. A jersey change in the middle of the year for Palm Ridge is interesting to note. It'll be slightly different than it was earlier in the year, but whatever works. Off the draw, it'll be picked up and broken away by Palm Ridge, and now scramble for it in neutral zone, and that'll be played on the line and played in by Flußtadt. The defense is there, and they'll have it on the line. What a save by Ziggy! Oh my goodness, he absolutely robs Cackle on what he thought was an excellent chance. And after a good battle in the defensive end, Palm Ridge shoots it high, and now they'll have to regroup and come back around for another opportunity. Playing it along the rim, and he'll shoot that one high as well. Near side boards. Broken up by by the Flußtadt defense, and a steal off a big steal there by Flußtadt. Now they've got a break. Broken off the puck was Flußtadt. And, pardon me, that's actually going to be the end of the first period. Thank you for tuning in to the Palm Ridge Sports Network. You're watching Suns Hockey. We'll be back right after this. And welcome back to the Palm Ridge Suns Hockey official broadcast. We'll be set for the second period here from Flußtadt. Ref's gonna check that both players are in the adventure mode, and we'll get set for the face-off here. And the puck's on the ice. We're back underway from Flußtadt. Picked up is the puck by Flußtadt. They'll, again, a reminder that after the first period, the teams switch ends, and so now Flußtadt is attempting to score on the right side of the ice, and your Palm Ridge Suns going for the goal on the left. And here's a break! Flußtadt shot it high. We'll see if we can't have another great period, just like the last one. And moving the puck around the net, he'll get it above the net, and it'll be picked up again by Flußtadt. Game's kind of calmed down a little bit after that first wild end, and there's a good stop by Ziggs. Puck's carried out to the far side face-off circle where it'll be played, and moved towards the center by Flußtadt. They score. Great action here from Flußtadt. It's now a 4-goal lead. Off the draw, it'll be won by Palm Ridge, but it's broken up again. And oh, a good play there in the neutral zone. A good battle here. And now Ziggs loses the puck, and it'll be turned over to Flußtadt. He shot high. And now that one's broken up by the Palm Ridge defense, and he'll pick it up. Actually, pardon me, Flußtadt now has it, and Cackle will play on the far side. Broken up is the puck there. Flußtadt gonna play it, and that'll be broken up by a good, solid Palm Ridge defense. They've gotten a little better as the season's gone on. They had the worst loss of the entire season when they played in Nelsonburg, but we'll see if the loss is as bad here. A play, Flußtadt now battling in the offensive end, trying to play it, and now they'll play on the near side, broken up, and a big save there. Move back towards the point as the puck, Flußtadt with some absolute domination here in this one. He'll play it along the near side boards, and now he'll make a shot attempt, moves it up along the wall, or the crossbar, and it'll be a save there by Ziggs. And now getting loose is Flußtadt shot it high and broken up once again by the Palm Ridge defense. Played along the blue line is the puck by Flußtadt, and now they'll get above and shoot high once again. Moving back towards the point, they score this time off the second attempt, and so it'll be yet another Flußtadt goal. 5-1, I believe. Off the face-off, a Palm Ridge win, and this time Flußtadt couldn't get to it, but he'll make the play to break it up in his own end. Flußtadt's played a dominating game as this team usually does, and this team is the only team that has gone to overtime. They played, and that was a game a while back against the Crawlin Hurricanes. That was an exciting one that was decided about a minute through overtime. Flußtadt score to take it. And now they score again! Palm Ridge has 1 goal to their name, this one. And so we'll get a stoppage. Off the draw, it'll be won back by Flußtadt, and they'll score once more. So things are not looking good for the Palm Ridge Suns at this point through the game. Face-off win there. It'll be taken by Ziggs to the far side. Played along the rim of the boards is the puck by Flußtadt. And now Cackle's going to play it towards the near side. Broken up there by Ziggs. He's trying to make a good play. Try and be defense. And there's a good breakup of the puck by Ziggs. He'll gather it along his near side. Does he have enough time to get loose? He does. But the puck's broken up at the line. The refs will rule it onside. Or not. No, that'll be the end of the second. We'll step aside. You're watching the Palm Ridge Sports Network. 7-1. We'll be back. Getting set for the second period of play. Palm Ridge gonna take the ice once more. Here in Flußtadt. They are ready and set to go. Remember to switch sides. And they've switched. So, refs will check for game mode adventure. And we'll get back underway. A 7-1 deficit is where your Suns is how long your Suns have to come back. Off the draw, it'll be a Flußtadt win, and they'll score. So make that 8-1. Not looking good for the Suns once again. They've had their fair share of bad luck. So far throughout the season, they've only amassed 6 goals to their name, and they've taken 44 against in the 2 games that they played. Oh, he shot it high, and on the rebound they score! And just to put that in perspective for you, 44 goals against for Palm Ridge, and that's in just 2 games played, whereas for Crawlin, they've played 4 games and amassed the same amount of goals against. Good play here in the neutral zone, picked up by Flußtadt. Move to the far side, he'll take the puck, and it'll be broken up here by Palm Ridge. Moving it to the near side, stolen away by Flußtadt, and they'll get it in and score. 10-1, a 9-goal deficit. And we're about a minute and a half through this period. Puck's broken up there by Flußtadt. They'll move to the far side. Looking for it is Zig for his team. Flußtadt plays a very passive-aggressive game. He keeps it in his inventory for a long time, playing some mind games here in Flußtadt. But that's the way that they've played all year, and they've gotten away with it, as you can see here. And here's another opportunity. Shot high. The second attempt doesn't make it. He'll play it off the boards and take it up onto the net and score. 11-1 and another 10-goal lead. Now the rule is if you're trailing by 10 or more goals in the last minute, I believe, or is it just the third, you can call in a second player to assist you should you have the need. And now it's going to be, now they'll take the man advantage. And so we are going to get plucked into this one. So we're going to play net. We're going to play in the net for Palm Ridge. You'll get a first-person view here from the Palm Ridge Suns network. Puck's back on the ice, and we'll resume play. Cackle gonna play it on the far side, and a break here. Palm Ridge plays it up above the net. They'll get to it. Flußtadt making the play, and it'll be broken up again by Palm Ridge. They'll play it on the far side. We're commentating as we play this game, and they score. So that's it for the man advantage here in the third period. We'll go back to the typical camera angle. Puck's back on the ice, and Flußtadt's got a bit of a runaway. It's a 12-1 game. And they'll break it at the line. Flußtadt gonna play to the far side face-off dot. And now a loose puck. Zigs to play it. Too far for the man advantage. The rule is, after you lose that man advantage, you do not get it back. Flußtadt moves it towards the net. And it'll be broken up there by the Palm Ridge defense. Good fight here towards the end of this one. Flußtadt gonna move it towards their net, and they'll score once more. 14-1, excuse me. Lost track of the score. And not to mention that this game also follows over on the Dalesburg Radio Network. This game follows a well-fought Dalesburg victory. And that'll be the final score. Thank you for tuning in to the Palm Ridge Sports Network. We'll see you next time.